got that cherry bomb.
Welcome back to Breaking Beauty Podcast,
excited
Shani.
to be here. Excited.
I think this is a triple. I think this is your third time
No.
back. Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, I have gotten older. I didn't know that.
Yes, because we came into your studio the first time.
I remember that.
The second time we did a phoner over COVID lockdown and Jill wasn't around and we talked about teen skincare.
I remember that now. I forgot about COVID.
And I think this was even before the tweens at Sephora talk, but it was because my daughter was like getting acne and you were showing your daughters on Instagram and yada, yada, yada. So anyway, congrats. I think you're the only one who's been on 3 times so far.
Third timer club.
Oh my gosh, I feel cool.
Third timer club. And I heard a little birdie told me you just turned 50.
I did.
You look incredible.
Thank you. I'm trying to do all the things.
I'm turning 50 this year as well.
You look great too.
Well, thank you. We're going to learn all of your secrets
today.
I'll
tell you all of them.
Because I feel like your clients are all aging in reverse. We need to have what you're having. So what's been the biggest difference maker for you that's put time on hold? What would you attribute?
I would say it's just a combination of things. I obviously have been using retinol forever. It's my favorite ingredient. Yeah. I would say that I'm really good about my skincare. I'm never in the sun. I'm pretty careful with that. But also I've been doing little things like PRFM I'm really into.
What is that?
So it's when they take the blood, they take your blood and then they spin it and it goes into almost like a gel form.
Okay.
And then they inject it into your face in areas to like plump.
Yeah.
So around your eyes. It's like your body's natural filler.
Okay, but how's it different from PRP?
PRP is when they're microneedling it in. And I don't know how I feel about that. And I'm just not a doctor. I've been trying to like understand it. But that's where they're microneedling. They've taken your blood out.
Yeah.
I don't know if they spin it. I don't know that part. But then they put it all over your face and then they microneedle it. And
that's
for
the
me,
vampire facial thing.
Yeah, and I don't know that I completely understand that. But PRFM, I absolutely love. It just makes such a difference to not like put filler under your eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, so I do it quite
more natural. So it's an injection?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Where are you putting it? How much?
I do it around my mouth and I do it around my eyes. I'm actually doing it again on Thursday. It's it's literally my favorite thing. What I'll say is that you end up doing it more often than what they tell you.
Okay. How often?
Me? Mm-hmm. Like I could come in on a Monday and be like, I think my under eye looks a little hollow today.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll take some blood.
Wow.
So I've probably done it this year, probably 4 times.
Okay. Yeah. And what are the results that you really
so
see?
It kind of just fills in the area. It's literally like using filler. But it's supposed to boost collagen in your skin.
Rejuvenating.
Yeah. So it's supposed to do that. So you wouldn't need to do it as often.
And so you see a difference.
Yes.
Amazing.
And you don't notice the first time you notice a little bit, but you really have to hang in there until your second or third time.
Okay. Okay.
That's probably my favorite. I really stay away from filler. I do a little bit of Botox right here, and I only do it once a year.
She pointed to the 11s.
Oh,
everyone.
yes.
Yeah.
And then the only place I do filler is in my hands, which I'm obsessed with. I love filler.
Really?
Oh, it's my favorite. But you have really great hands.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, those are good hands. But I love that. And that's kind of it. Everything else is treatments in my studio. A lot of microcurrent, vibration therapy. I do it all.
Yeah.
I'm doing it all in there.
Yeah.
I just want to stay away from everything else. Not that I'm opposed to a facelift. That day will come probably.
Yeah.
But I really do want to stay away from having fillers in my...
I feel the same way. I was just talking about this earlier. And to each his own, obviously.
Yes.
But for myself, it's an absolute no-go. I just went yesterday and had Botox. Love Botox.
Yeah, it's great.
But, she was like, anywhere where normally there would be filler, like I did these lines, the marionette lines.
Yep.
And I just did one on each side because my mouth is turning down. And she's like, how about a bit of filler? And I was like, how about a bit of Botox?
Yeah.
I'm not doing the filler.
Just think it's such a slippery slope and it doesn't go away. And it just you keep building on it and building on it.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree. I love that you've given us an alternative though. That's plumping.
No, it's
and that
great.
People can do.
Who do you trust to spin and inject?
So there is someone that works at my office named Christine, and she's from The Things We Do, which is Vanessa Lee, who owns that. She's got several of them, and that's who does it for me.
Okay.
Yeah, and she's great and like very gentle and and the great thing about it is that there's only everyone's different, but for me it's probably like 2 days where you can tell. Like the first time I did it when I came home, my kids just kept staring at me, and finally my daughter was like, "Did you do something?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I did this thing at work." And she said, "I thought you had a facelift." And I was like, a little extreme, Phoenix, but like,
wow,
yeah, you're like really swollen in the area.
Oh, I see.
If you get it around your mouth, your nasal labial folds, it's not as obvious, but around your eyes, it's a little.
You see it?
Yeah, it's a little nutso.
Okay,
interesting,
but like gorgeous later.
Ooh,
wow.
Yeah.
Love. I can see how that would be addicting. You're like, it's not as
it's really
voluminous as it got 4 weeks ago. Let me do it again.
Well, it's like Botox, really.
I find that I see a lot of actresses coming back into the studio for that treatment as much as I'm getting it done.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the new maintenance.
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Also under the eyes, like the dark circles, that's really hard. Like there's not a lot of skincare products you can use for that.
No, it's really hard. And a lot of times it's hereditary or as we age, but also you can use things to brighten the area, but that's where people get into filler, which is why this is good because it's raising it's raising the area so it doesn't look as dark.
Yeah. Love it.
I remember a few years ago, Gwyneth Paltrow famously talked about the quote-unquote 40-year-old tune-up in Hollywood. And we never quite knew what she was referencing, but I definitely think it's one of those if you know, you know moments. Now, I know you don't necessarily work with Gwyneth, but in your professional opinion, what is the if you know, 50-year-old tune-up in Beverly Hills?
I would say that so many people do threads.
Really?
I would say that would be people that aren't getting like a mini facelift or whatever. I think that they're doing all the threads.
Really?
So many threads.
Okay. I thought that was dead in the water.
I forgot. I lied. That's another thing that I do around my nasal labial folds.
Okay.
So there are threads that are long threads. Remember, I'm not a nurse.
Okay.
There are threads that are long where they actually put them in and they kind of pull you up.
Yeah.
And that's almost like a procedure. Like it's the threads I do are about 1 inch long and they inject them here. And it does the same thing as like your blood or your plasma from your blood. It fills the area. So I'll do that quite often as well, where I get like 5 on each side.
Huh.
When I say quite often, I haven't done it in a while, to be honest, but it's one of my favorite treatments. But I think a lot of people are doing the
lifting. You're using threads to fill
or
to add volume.
There's different types. So there's thickening threads and lifting threads. Yes. The long threads where it's like a whole thing where someone's like literally in your face is what I think a lot of people are doing.
Really still? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I think a lot of people are doing that. So it feels as if you were getting Botox.
Right. Okay, interesting. So where would you go to get that done?
I do it at my studio.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's one of the other things. But I like I said, there's a lot of people that are doing the big long threads, which is you're awake for that and I can't. But like they are.
Yeah.
Because you can get that all the way here. You can lift your eyes.
So when you see clients come in who have had this done, do you think do you like it or do you ever, because you're touching their skin, you're looking at it, you're manipulating it.
I don't think that you would notice other than they might look better and more refreshed.
Okay. There's because you do hear
nobody
puckering and weird things sometimes.
Yeah, I've never noticed and no one's ever told me. I just know.
Right.
And
if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But that is definitely a thing. And there's so many people that do it. The things we do, they do it. But also Dr. Few, I know he sees a lot yeah, and he's like a master at it.
And he's good.
Yes.
So we'll link. So we'll link to him then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And what else?
I still know people are still stuck on a lot of the lasers. I'm still not there yet because of the heat freaks me out. And I worry so much about melasma. But a lot of people are doing lasers. But I would say most people that are getting to a certain age now are definitely doing all the threads.
Yeah.
All the time.
Wow. Okay.
Surprising.
Didn't know that. And I noticed that on your spa menu, you offer something called microchanneling.
Yes.
Now, I've heard of microneedling. So what is the difference?
So it's the same. It's basically the same thing. Microchanneling is what estheticians can do, whereas microneedling is a longer depth needle where a nurse or a doctor would do.
I see.
I like things that aren't as aggressive. So I really like microchanneling. The downtime is less than microneedling, but you're going to get amazing results. Helps to boost collagen in your skin, helps with texture, acne scars. It's really actually one of my favorite treatments, even for melasma, like having it done and then having someone use, topicals like a retinol or tranexamic acid all like combined can really lighten the area.
Yeah. It's funny. I was saying this to Jill that I find that so many facialists have said microneedling is like intrinsic to their own routine. Like this is something they would never give up.
Same.
And I've never actually tried microneedling. I know that Jill has. So maybe you could tell us, like, again, for this 50-year-old tune-up, like, what is this microchanneling going to kind of like get you that you can't get just with skincare on its own or
I think, well, a couple of things. It's going to help with texture and to boost collagen. And the great thing about microchanneling is that everything, you've opened these channels so you can use other products. It's just like even the at-home ones. You can use products to target certain things, certain skin issues. So if that's fine lines or pigmentation. So it's just like my favorite treatment. And also it's not using heat, which I think is something that I try to stay away from. So, but it is one of my favorite treatments, and I do it at home as well. And I like the at-home devices if they're good ones. I'm not saying all, because there are some that are wild.
Yeah, you can just buy the pen that estheticians use on Amazon.
Yeah, you can really hurt yourself, and you have to know what you're doing. But I love a really good at-home device, and then I'll use it because I have melasma on my upper lip. So
What's your favorite at-home device?
So Environ has one that's not aggressive.
Okay.
It's really, really.
Is that just the roller?
It's a roller. Yeah. And then Cure has one.
Oh, yes.
I like theirs.
Okay.
But also like it is, you want to follow the directions for sure if you're using that at home.
Yeah.
It's and be hygienic with it and everything.
Yes.
And don't be sharing it.
Yes. But that goes along with everything.
Yeah.
I just saw someone that came in and she's been breaking out for such a long time because of this. She had microneedling done by an esthetician that did it on while she had active breakouts.
Yeah, you can't
and it
do
spread the bacteria everywhere, and she's been breaking out since.
Wow.
Like I've been seeing her like every 2 weeks to get her back on track. And so you really have to go to someone that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's they always say that. And I'm curious, do you do your own microneedling on yourself or microchanneling?
I do.
Do you numb or not?
I don't, because that's why I like microchanneling better. So if it was microneedling, I don't know if I could get through that unless you like gassed me or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just seems like no way.
Yeah.
There's a couple of estheticians I know in Toronto, and they forego the numbing. It's insane.
See, I couldn't do it if it was. It's just so painful and also like
it's like
repetitive.
Why? Yeah,
like it's too much.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it. Like, I don't think it's painful at all with the numbing cream on it, but I also think the numbing cream it just makes sense. It's like flash, It's like just while you're getting the treatment, it's not like your face is numb for hours later.
Right.
It's like just. Use these medical advancements, everybody.
I agree.
And all these lasers and peels, like there is that mentality of like injuring your skin so that it can heal itself. But is there like a line that you need to be careful of? Because for myself as someone with rosacea, I have aging skin, but I'm like, there's just something in my gut where I'm like, there's a certain place I can't go where I just worry that.
I've done a lot of, I did lasers in the past, and my pigmentation got way worse. And I went to someone really good. Heat for me with like melting fat and pigmentation, I'm just very nervous about it. Still, as much research as I've done. So I'm not saying that they don't work, but I think it's hard, especially if you don't have really fair skin. You just never know. I haven't tried any of the newer lasers. The one thing that I hear all the time, if I ask someone, like, they'll say, yeah, I've been doing this laser, and I'll ask them, like, do you notice a difference? And they're like, yeah. And that's always the answer. I'm like, that's not good enough for me to do that.
Yeah.
That's not that, I didn't like. So that's why I get nervous. There's one laser, though, I have to think about what the name is, and I've heard great things about it. Everyone says they get amazing results, but it does also have heat.
Jill and I did the XLV. I actually did like it because it actually is supposed to help with rosacea.
And how did you, yes.
Yeah, and so my skin, it definitely
it's like
helped
a vascular
with pigmentation.
I agree with that, though. For people that have rosacea, doing a couple rounds of even IPL, I've noticed a difference with the redness.
Yeah. Because again, topically, there's very little you can do other than azelaic acid.
Soft wave.
Soft wave.
Oh, soft wave.
I have heard everyone that I know that has done that says that they really notice a difference, and I really want to try it, but it's really so expensive.
Oh.
Like, so expensive.
Really?
Like
when
$4,000.
You say super expensive,
it was like $4,000, and I think that was for me to get a discount. And I was like, I don't really want to test that out. And the doctor that I talked to said that you only need one treatment.
Yeah, that's a little.
And I think it's heat and
skin tightening. Everyone is what the idea is. I'm looking it up right now. It is saying that it uses ultrasound technology to renew the skin via stimulation. And it uses a ultrasound parallel beam technology to generate heat 1.5 millimeters below the skin surface.
Okay, interesting. That's the one that I've heard about, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
My patients in their 30s still have a little baby fat, says this dermatologist, but they want to look really defined. So he's giving them a more chiseled jawline. And it's also it's also for people who are 50 plus, they say.
Yeah. I want all of that. I'm 50 plus and I want a chiseled jawline immediately.
So do I.
I just want someone that I want to see them before. I want them to do the treatment. I want them to come back to me for real proof.
Yes. Right.
I love the bar that you set, because you've seen it all, and you could be so easily like giving every treatment at your spa, but you're not.
No.
Kind of reminds me of Dr. Dennis Gross. He's like, I know what works, and
it's just so true. And
and your name is on the door.
You just watch over time.
Yes.
Like, we've been doing it long enough. I mean, he's been doing it forever, and you watch and you're like, here we are back here again, because that's what works. Like. But we're going to talk about all of this. So, a lot of it is just, it's all gimmicky.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to take your money.
Totally.
Yeah.
I want to talk about at-home treatments. So, there's so many new buzzy ingredients right now, like just, peptides and
exosomes,
growth factors, and all of that. The retinol, though, is, like you mentioned, just like tried and true, gold standard. You came up with yours like 10 years ago, the Retinol Reform. It's won so many awards. Now you have news. You're actually reformulating. Is that right?
Yes. So I'm reformulating just because, I mean, every brand has a retinol. You've got to keep up with everything. And so I just wanted to do something just as effective, but even more gentle. So I'm using a new encapsulated retinol, and then I just filled it with every kind of antioxidant, just to take it to the next level as far as anti-aging.
Right.
But it was just kind of time.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't, it's just like every brand now has a retinol. So it's something that I wanted to do. So I'm excited
She's getting a facelift.
Yes.
So what is tell us more about the encapsulated and how that works.
So the encapsulated retinol, what that does is it means it's a slower release under the skin. And so you're still getting the same benefits, but it's just moving slower, which means it's going to be more gentle.
Yeah.
So I love a prescription retinol. I absolutely do, or a retinoid. I love that because I've seen what it can do for people with acne and acne scarring from working at the dermatologist. But for most people, using one every day or something that's not gentle and peeling all the time, like that's not fun. Like you're just
you don't
missing,
stick with it.
You're missing all of your pretty days. So I'm kind of like, so I do like working with encapsulated retinol. Yeah.
Does it still have a bit of lactic acid in it?
I haven't talked about that yet because I didn't want people to freak out, but it won't have lactic acid anymore.
I was about to freak out on you.
Yes, because it's going to stand alone. You know that people do not like it when you change your stuff.
Yes.
Girl, I know. I talked about your retinol in January. We did a whole episode about the best esthetician skincare. And what I said about yours was that it's like you wake up glowy and it doesn't irritate you, even though it has
short
retinol.
Term and the long term.
Yeah, you have retinol and the lactic acid in there. And
so tell us more about that.
Well, I put, two things. One, I did put some other ingredients like prickly pear extract that's really brightening, so it will give you that glow. Yes, lactic acid in general gives you an immediate glow. And that's why people love mine so much, because they're like, they immediately think it worked in a day.
Yeah.
I really wanted to separate them for many reasons, but the biggest is also because I have my lactic acid serum. So it might be a different way of educating people on layering and and I love my lactic acid serum so much. So
I love lactic acid.
It just was kind of like where it went, and I didn't want to not have my lactic acid anymore.
Right.
I tested this out for so long.
Yeah.
So it's not like a completely different, to be honest, I don't think that people would notice just using it would notice the difference.
Right.
It will be like over time.
Right. So you're saying you can use the retinol and the azelaic acid on the same night?
Yes, but you need to know your skin, because although azelaic acid is so gentle.
Yes.
For some people, it could make them dry.
Right.
But overall, very easy to layer. It would be azelaic and then retinol. But like for somebody that, is not, has like normal skin, that could catch up and all of a sudden they're very dry from that.
Right. Or they go
they
skiing and bust their barrier.
They love to layer and do crazy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
100%. What really is the difference between a prescription retinol and something that you have on the shelf at Sephora?
So the difference is that a prescription retinoid is going to work faster than the over-the-counter. It's going to work much faster. But what that means is that you are going to have downtime. You are going to be peeling and irritated, and depending on the retinol, or retinoid, depending on it, you could end up breaking out. So I think it's great to use a prescription retinoid if you are struggling with acne, or you're very oily, you have very oily skin. But for anyone else, I think maybe using one a couple times a week if you want to, along with an over-the-counter. But otherwise, to me, it doesn't really make sense, especially for people that have redness in their skin or they are getting a little older. I just find that they look even more red. So it's like finding that balance. Like I love Tazorac is one of my favorite prescriptions, prescription retinoids, and I'll use it like sometimes once a week. It's not, I just don't want to go, I want to be pretty. You know what I mean? I don't want to like
the retinol
look
uglies,
all,
forget
right,
it.
like go through all that redness. It's not fun, but I know that people are very stuck on that for sure.
Yeah. I think you just get to a certain age, maybe you're like, oh, I got to ratchet it up.
Yeah.
You're like the over-counter is not cutting it.
Yeah.
So what do you like about that specific retinoid that you're...
Tazorac?
Yeah.
So Tazorac, I'm pretty sure still is the strongest prescription retinol that you can get. I'm pretty sure that that hasn't changed. What I love about it is that I worked on so many people with acne. It just can really clear your acne if you just hang in there. And most people with really bad acne don't end up needing Accutane or anything like that.
So
it's
worth
just,
it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And over time, if you stick with it, your skin will get used to it. And you're still getting those same results, but without the dryness and irritation.
Yeah.
So,
do you think it's a myth that retinoids make your skin thinner?
Yes, they actually boost collagen, so it actually makes your skin thicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think that myth persist?
Because of the thinness. So when you are using a prescription, and when I worked on people at Dr. B's office, everyone was on some sort of retinoid, and the skin can tear so easily when you're working on them because they're so sensitive. And so I really think that that's why people came up with that, like that their skin would just peel. That it's not that at all. It's just, it's so sensitive. You're using such a strong prescription.
Right. Yeah. So, but actually over time, it's building the collagen, and therefore if we're like beauty editors thinking of that skin graft 3D, it's actually the stratum corneum or whatever epidermis is getting like a smidge thicker.
It's a good thing. And that's why I always say to people, like, you don't need to go off that.
Yeah.
If it's working for you.
Now I want to ask you, because some brands, you mentioned there's so many with retinol, some brands have this like laddering system, right? Where it's like you start low and then you work your way up is the idea. You've chosen not to put the level of active in your retinol reform. So tell us about that.
I think I chose to not in the very beginning out of just like not really thinking it through, but in my new one, it will say it.
Oh, it will.
And I do think that that's important. For me, I think it's, listen, a lot of people will say that you don't need to have that on there, but I just think that it's important to be transparent.
Right.
I really think that that's important. And the reason why you need to be transparent is because this goes with vitamin C and with retinol, they degrade. And so if you're not being transparent, the people buying it don't really know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what is the level?
1%.
Okay.
It's 1%. I also find like people are just getting savvier, and they are probably Googling that retinol 1% or whatever to like find one that they want to use, you know?
Well, I think people, for them, they think that it's important to know the strength. For me, it's important to know what's in there. Something that every brand says when they don't want to give up their percentage for whatever the reason, they'll say it's like a proprietary blend.
Yeah.
And that's...
Yeah.
You don't want to hear that, because what is that? Like, I want to know. And I think part of the reason why some people will say that it doesn't matter is because you can get a 1% retinol that can be very irritating and irritate your skin, and then one that doesn't. And it's what other ingredients you have in that formula. So I think it's to not scare people, because I've used recently, I test all of the retinols at Sephora, and I recently used one and it dried me out so bad, and it was a 1%.
Yeah.
So I think it just like depends.
Right. And then of course there's all the different types of like retinaldehydes and all of that. So it's like you have to be a math friggin' matician.
Yeah. And when
you like 0.1 of this is equivalent to 1 of that. I mean,
it's very tricky. And like I said, there's so many different over the counters, but I definitely would choose over the counter, even though I love prescription.
Yeah.
I do. And there's so many even newer prescriptions that I don't even know, because when I started, I worked mostly with Retin-A, Differin, which is now over the counter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is kind of crazy. Right?
I gave myself contact dermatitis with Differin not long ago. I put it on here, and I had a red neck up here, was all red.
Yeah, what's the percentage?
I think it's 1%. It's adapalene gel. Over the counter. Got it at Target. But
I never loved it, but it's really great.
It works.
Yeah, what's great about it is that it's so affordable.
Yeah.
So for someone that can't go to a derm, that you can say, it's just like it's very strong.
Yeah. It really is. You tried all the retinols at Sephora. Tell me what was
No. I will not do that. But I have tried a lot of them.
Come on, you're on the third time. Time to spill the tea.
You know what I'll say that, and I was really impressed with using them. So many of them, is that I was really impressed that I made such a good product. Because there's so many out there, and I wasn't trying them for a while, and I was kind of like, but I really, it's a good one, especially for the percentage it is and what it does. It's a good one, but I've found a lot of them pretty drying.
Yes, for sure.
So I'd like to ask you next about just getting on a routine. Like, say somebody's listening and they're like, okay, fine, you've convinced me, I'm going to do retinol. what adjustments do they have to make, or like getting on a routine that kind of makes sense when you're introducing retinol?
So it depends on what type of retinol you're using, but if no matter what, you always want to start with once a week and add a day each week. No matter if you've been using Tazorac and then you start using mine.
Oh, interesting.
Still always do it because, first of all, adding in a new active can always freak out your skin. But with retinol, you know, if you jump into any of them, you can get those little small, like it's almost like a rash. Like, and so you have to be careful. I always tell people that over and over again, this is how you have to do it. Now, if you are using a prescription, a dermatologist would just have you jump in. My thing is I think jumping in's great if you can handle it. But usually, especially for a teen, they'll jump in and they'll break out, they'll get irritated, and they'll stop using it. So I also think that you should start off slowly with a prescription and start with maybe 2 times a week and then build up slowly. It's not going to work as fast, but you're going to get there as soon as you can get there.
And what cleanser are you using?
Always a gentle cleanser. Always a gentle cleanser. That's the best way always to introduce a retinol for sure. And obviously there's the sandwich method or whatever it's called, where you can use a moisturizer before and then a moisturizer after. And Dr. Benitez used to do that all the time with prescription retinols. And I mean, you can do it with over the counter. You're just kind of cutting the strength.
Right.
Are there any new rules of retinol these days?
You want to make sure if you're using a retinol around your eyes that you know that formula has tested it and you can listen, using a retinol around your eyes, always you have to be careful because the area's so thin, the skin is so thin, but I formulated mine so that you can, but that doesn't mean everyone can.
Right.
But using a prescription around your eyes, what would happen is you would dry them out so badly that you would be so dry that you look like you have more wrinkles, and then you would freak out. So
I kind of like this idea of because when I've used retinol, like I don't really do the sandwich where it's over moisturizer. It feels like a bit of overkill, but maybe with an eye cream that could be a better idea versus just like putting it right around your eye. Maybe that
to mix it. You want the retinol in the eye cream.
Or no, put it over top of the eye cream.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, but you could, I mean, listen, I love my eye cream, and that's wonderful and I want everyone to do that, but you also could just put a moisturizer because you're getting the strength of you know what I mean?
Around your eye. Yeah.
Because you're getting
totally.
The strength of it. I mean, retinol is what's going to keep away the fine lines and wrinkles.
Yes. Are there any considerations that somebody should make if they're either like super fair on the Fitzpatrick scale or like a 5 or a 6 when it comes to the rules around retinol?
I would just say if you're really fair, you really need to be careful about being out in the sun. You always have to be careful about it, but like even more so if you're using a retinol. And you go out in the sun the next day, even if you have sunscreen on, I think that could be an issue. You could burn.
And is there a sunscreen that you're always recommending?
I switch them up, but I've always been like a Supergoop.
Really?
Yeah, forever and ever. It's like it's what I use, unless I'm using a tinted.
Yeah. Okay.
I also have a Control Correctives. They're a much smaller brand, but they have a oil-free SPF that I really love for people with acne-prone skin. But overall, Supergoop.
All right.
How do you know if you sort of like plateaued, or if you get on this routine, your retinol you're crushing it, you get past the uglies, like does your skin just always get better, or is it kind of like plateauing?
Yes. So I think that your skin gets used to it, but I don't think it means that it's not working anymore. Your skin has just gotten used to it. I've been using my retinol forever, and I try other ones, but I'm still getting great results using mine. So I think that people think that, and I think they're like, oh, now I've got to go stronger, but you can always try and add another one in to see if the results are better for you, but it's not necessarily not working.
Yeah. Do you have any real world examples, because you're seeing skin all the time, of someone who has been using retinol like since 25 and now they're like 45, and is their skin that much better than somebody who's never touched it?
So that's why I fell in love with retinols is because when I worked for the derm, there were 2 estheticians there, and one esthetician she had to be, I don't even know, maybe 60s, but she had the most perfect skin ever. But her neck, she had forgotten to use, like you could see her age. And I just died over her. Like her skin was just like flawless.
Like uniform, flawless.
And she was like, I've been using retinol since I was in my 20s.
Yeah.
So I think it makes such a difference. That and staying out of the sun, really.
Yeah. And our necks are more sensitive, right? So
yes.
Is there a special, what's the rule for that?
I would just use it less often, or that's where I would use a moisturizer before, because it really does catch up to you all of a sudden, and then your neck is very red and very irritated.
Yeah. Is there an ideal type of moisturizer that's like not too thick, kind of jives well?
I mean, I would say mine, because it's oil free, but just nothing. You don't need anything too heavy, because remember, it's basically diluting the retinol.
Yeah,
it's like putting a buffer.
Okay. So oil free is a good option.
I would use a light moisturizer. To start.
Great, like a lotion maybe.
If you were using a really thick moisturizer, I mean, might as well not use the retinol.
Okay.
And when are you using this? Nighttime only?
Nighttime only. Always.
It's interesting. I started to hear, because we know your skin gets sensitive, but have you heard that some, like, people are starting to say it's actually a myth and you can use retinol during the day?
It's the dumbest thing ever. There's no part of that makes any sense, and you should test it out, because I've seen it. I've seen people that
I'm good.
I've seen my husband's done it before. I had given him he's very fair, and I told him he needed to start using retinol, and went out the next day without sunscreen, because he for sure doesn't wear it. And his skin, I've seen it so many times, it just looked like it was all like broken capillaries.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't even know why people, who said that. And I feel like it's some doctors I've read.
I do think that they're trying to reference some, I don't have it at the tip of my tongue, but they're trying to reference like some kind of studies where they're like, it's actually.
I think they just needed something to talk about on TikTok.
I don't know, potentially. Okay, we have one more question for you about aging in reverse. What are a few of the crucial Forever 50 items on your top shelf? Some of your products that are essential, and then some other ones too.
So mine, I can't live without my retinol or a triple acid signature peel, and those are must-haves. And then I would say still my favorite vitamin C is Pro Heal by Is Clinical. It's a 15%. I like a nice 15%.
Okay.
I think it's really great. There's so many different vitamin C's now, but I always go back to it.
Yeah. Those tried and true ones,
yeah,
right?
It really is.
So good.
I would say those are all the things that I need to be young, other than all the other things that I've injected and told you about.
One thing we get asked about a lot, and you may have an answer, you may not, but the red light therapy. So you're for that, the red LED
I think you just have to
at home.
You have to do it.
Consistency.
You have like the Rolls Royce at your office. I remember first time I saw it in person, it's like $2,000, guys.
Yeah. So this is another one of those things that people are saying are like, it's funny. I was just going to say to you that we've been beauty editors for like 20 years. And like from day one, when I started writing about beauty, it was like retinol, vitamin C, SPF. Like that's all you really need.
Right.
All the bullshit that's come out in the 20 years since, like they're nice to have.
Right.
They're nice to have, but those are the things that are like the true keep you young, right?
Yep.
But more and more people are trying to convince me that red light therapy, LED, is like the other thing.
It is.
Do you think it's that?
I think it's that. And I think you have to have, it has to be to a certain strength for it to work. And the more lights that you have, the better.
Yeah.
But I think for me, and this is tricky, I think it's so important that it's FDA cleared only so that you know that it actually has those claims. Like I use LightStem at the office. They also have a handheld as well. they were one of the first to get FDA cleared. And like then the one that I collabed on, which is Desi, even though I say it wrong. But they also were FDA cleared and went through. Like I think
Dr. Dennis Gross.
Yeah, you have to know that. I think that's important anyways.
Otherwise, there's so many you can get on Amazon.
Right. And you just have no idea.
Yeah.
And I think it's like any routine or anything that it's consistency. You do it every day,
for sure.
It'll work for you.
For sure.
If you don't,
it's definitely not an overnight.
And
you will see nothing.
I will say though, when we're talking about other ingredients, and I know we talked kind of ad nauseum, Carlene, about exosomes, but when I did get the contact dermatitis from Differin, I did use the plated serum, and it pretty much disappeared overnight.
I know, that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
I have been on I have to tell you, as far as exosomes go, I'm so into it. I had them injected under my eyes. I need to understand more about it in skincare products.
Yes.
I still, as much as I've talked to them, I literally, after every conversation, I say, I don't get how that, you can't have it. Like, it's such a big deal when you get them injected here where they can't actually say, I think they can't say exosomes, right? They say some other. So it's like, I don't understand
I think California is its own beast.
Right. So I think I'm not there yet, but I will tell you that plated serum is a miracle. I have a friend that just had a facelift, and she said, I can't even tell you how fast it healed because I was doing red light and plated.
We did interview one of
We interviewed, I believe the CEO.
Yeah. So actually, you can listen to that if you want.
I'm going to listen to that.
They are human derived, but it's no humans were harmed in the process, and then
they're
replicated.
That they get it from the bank. But back in the day, like biologic recherche, man, like the goat placenta and all that stuff. It's like, but that shit works, but it's weird.
No, I get it. It does work. It's going to keep us young.
I mean,
vampire us.
This is the 50, the tune-up. This is the tune-up, and 10 years of your products. That's so exciting.
I know.
We got the sneak peek. I love it.
Yes.
Thank you, Shani, for
Thank
coming
you
back.
No, thank you for having me.
Great.
I really wanted to come back.
Thank you.